Today I'll be making brownies in a box, but from scratch. And Jada's gonna be helping.
No.
You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. So here are the dry ingredients that I've put in this bag right here. This is a reclosable bag, and you'll see some instructions here. The camera might not be able to pick it up as good, but all it says is add 2 eggs, half cup of cooking oil, and a teaspoon of vanilla. That's the wet ingredients that's going to go with this to make the brownie, okay? And of course, I called it brownie in a box, but it's actually brownie in a bag because I don't have a box to put it in. But let me show you the ingredients, what I have here. Right here, I have a cup of sugar, half cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/3 cup of the cocoa, and this is just basic baking cocoa that I got from the store. And then this is a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And of course, on the bag, it says with the wet ingredients, it's 2 eggs, the vanilla, and the half cup of the cooking oil. So that's all it's gonna take to make these brownies. And we're just gonna, I only set these aside, guys, to show you the measurements. And actually, when I'm done baking the brownie, I'm gonna stick this back in that reclosable bag for future brownie making, okay? So I have a little bowl here, and you can use any kind of bowl that you have. I'm just using the KitchenAid mixing bowl. And I'm gonna dump the powder in here. And then now we're gonna go for our wet ingredients. So let me get a spatula and let me get my eggs cracked, all right? All right, so to our brownie mix, I added my cooking oil and my vanilla extract so far. And I'm adding my 2 eggs, and I just kind of cracked it and just kind of beat it up a little bit. And this is all we're gonna need to make this brownie. Okay, so while I'm mixing the brownie, I forgot to tell you guys that I was preheating the oven on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're gonna bake these for about 25 minutes or so. And of course, it's gonna be in a grease, in a greased, what do you call it, 9x9 pan, a greased 9x9 pan. I'm losing my train of thought here. I think I'm getting hungry for the brownie already, huh? And so all I'm doing is like mixing it in really, really well, okay? It looks good, huh? It smells good too. I'm just kind of moving it to make sure there's no dry parts on the bottom. So let me get my pan ready. Okay, so I have this 8x8 or 9x9. I'm not sure the measurement of this pan. It's kind of old and ratty, but this is all I could find. We're just gonna pour it in there. And my oven's almost ready for me too, by the way. Let me just get this in there before I start moving it around with the spatula. Make sure we get every ounce. I'm trying not to get this chocolate on my clothes too. There goes my oven telling me it's ready. Let us see. Pretty cool, huh? I mean, this is a quick, easy recipe that even a kid could make. Just spread it out. I think we could get away with it too if we had a smaller pan. I just don't happen to have a smaller pan. Or perhaps we could make 2 of the batter instead of a smaller pan, right? So this is our brownie. And let's get it in the oven. Okay, so you guys, Jada and I decided that we should make a double recipe because that's going to be really flat. So I put the cocoa. It's a good thing I already had all this measured out, right? I put the flour, put the sugar. Because when I made this recipe the first time, I used a smaller container, but I just can't find it right now. So sugar, the salt, the baking powder. So that's all the powder in there. I just kind of mix it to make it look like brownie. You don't have to. Put it in the container again, and the container wasn't even washed yet because we're definitely going to be reusing it. Put the cooking oil, and it's cooking oil, okay? Because I heard somebody did one of my recipes the other day and said that I told them to put coconut oil in the tamales, and I said no such thing. I said cooking oil. So let's get our eggs. I didn't even beat it that time. Doesn't matter. I like these recipes where, you know, it really doesn't matter what you add first or last, as long as you mix this well. And we're just going to add it on top of that one because we don't want the brownies to be too flat. So we're actually doing a double recipe, guys. And for the kids that are watching, if you don't know how to like double a recipe, like to make the half cup becomes double or the 1/4 cup becomes double and so on, don't worry about it. Use the one recipe like I had in the beginning and just measure it all over again. It seems like it'll be a little bit double work, but at least you'll get it correct. And you can't say, oh, I couldn't make the double recipe because I didn't know how to double a third of a cup, let's say, because that one's kind of hard to double. I mean, a quarter cup is easy enough because it just goes to half, right? But the thirds and the 2/4 and the, well, is there a 2/4? Well, you know what I mean. Fractions are hard.
Couldn't you just use the same measuring spoon 2 times?
That's what I'm telling them. Just measure it twice. See, Jada got it. We know math. We know math. Jada's helping me today, guys. Remember I told you at the beginning she's going to be helping me and she said no? Well, she's helping because she's behind the camera. All right, so this is ready. I'm pouring in my bin. And here we go. Nice. It smells good. So this recipe will probably be in the Bear Pantry Show book. And I know I've been talking about Jada's book forever, but I promise you guys it'll be published really soon. I'm the one holding it up because I'm supposed to proofread it. And I got started, but sometimes, you know, you get kind of distracted. So this is much better. So if you're doing like a 9x9 or an 8x8 pan, you're going to really and truly need to go on ahead and do a double recipe, okay? So let's get it in the oven for about 20 minutes. So here's our finished product. It took about 10 minutes longer to bake, so instead of 20, do 30, because you remember that we made it thicker, right? So when it cools down, I'm gonna take out the first slice so you guys can take a look. Here's the first slice of our beautiful brownie. It came out awesome, you guys. To purchase copies of my book, just visit my website at bearpantryshow.com and click on the store tab. Okay, so you're getting the clue, right? I like simple recipes. I like that you could put all these components together and just kind of stash it in a pantry. And then later you add the 3 wet ingredients and you're off and running with your brownie. I really like this because Jada loves brownies, but I hate buying things in boxes or cans if I don't have to. So this is actually pretty neat and it serves such a small dose. Thank you guys so much for watching the show, for liking, for sharing, and for picking up the book. Until I see you again, take care.